This is an important day. I was in the overflow room because the Supreme Court does not any longer want to have even one bench to allow members of Congress to see what we pay for. So I'm going to be pushing a bill very quickly to get cameras in that courtroom. If they're going to do something untoward, if they're going to ask inappropriate questions, people need to see the faces as they ask those questions. Now, going into this, there were other lawyers. I'm admitted to practice before the Supreme Court, so I was allowed in the overflow room with members of the Supreme Court bar. So we listened. Before it started, there were conservative attorneys in there who say, I just think this is going to be such a clear case. I don't think the Supreme Court has any choice except to stand for religious liberty and the First Amendment. But after listening to questions by members of the Supreme Court, it appears very clear that there are a number of members of the Supreme Court that think that an agency of the United States government has rights that trump the First Amendment liberties of individuals in this country. We had the government advocate that even though they will indict corporations and say they intentionally did something wrong, that a corporation has no right to claim religious intentions under the law. It is outrageous what this government is claiming. And as I sat there and listened to the argument, I was thinking about Roger Williams. I'm not sure where his statue went last week, where they moved it, but so many of the founders of this country staked their founding on religious freedom. And this administration would stand before the Supreme Court and by their positions advocate that it basically would take another revolution before we will allow the religious freedoms on which people came and established this nation. I mean, it is outrageous what is happening. It is outrageous how far we've gone away from the founding of the rights of this country. So thank you for being here. Thank you for your ongoing prayers, because it is critical. If rights guaranteed under the Constitution are still going to be allowed to trump some agency's whims, this Supreme Court ruling has to come out correctly. Otherwise, we are in a new country. Thank you so much for your caring so deeply.